by Thomas. Kept again. Kessler, a shot that's deflected to the corner by Ferentz. Thrown across the net mouth wide. Gathered in by Chris. Ahead to Lucic. Nudges it on to Peverley. Peverley motioning now to the outside. Peverley holding. Drifting and shooting one. Blocked off by Luongo. The first Bruins shot. Carried ahead now by Alex Burrows and forced back into the corner. The hit by Burrows was on Seidenberg. Rifled right back across, and Paille has to hold up to get it and touched it back in for Campbell. Campbell spun one, and a careful block of that by Luongo. Again, it's filtered ahead for the carry back out. On with this and drifting Henrik Sedin. Threw one on a cross. Daniel Sedin had that one blocked away. And a good reach that time by Chara. Carried back on by Campbell. And Campbell with a shot out of the glove of Luongo hooks it back in, and he hangs on. Collisions all over the ice. 21 shots, 50 hits. And fed by Hansen, along for Malhotra, and that shot was tipped wide. Hustling to the bench now, and it changes Malhotra. Touched on now for Marchand. Waited and dropped it on back further. Caberlet with the careful pass. Marchand ahead, could not swagger through the defense of Salo. Salo soccered that one back in.
Good play there by Sammy Salo, but Brad Marchand's got to make sure that puck's got to be off the glass, in behind the Vancouver defenseman.
Thomas Caberlet brings it ahead. Given back up the wing, Bergeron there, and a shot deflected well wide. Daniel Sedin takes over there. Took a swat from Marchand, just a love tap as he was coming to the bench. That one pinballed back out again, and so it must be rescued by Henrik Sedin. Henrik backhands one that skitters to the corner after it is Seidenberg. Seidenberg moved in, run into by Burrows. Meanwhile, it's Chara having time, but that deflected right out in front. Burrows holds and shot one, blocked by Chara. And controlled back and thrown out by the Bruins.
What a great play there by Zdeno Chara. He's the one that had the turnover. Alex Burrows, great patience. The hold, get Thomas out of the net, and Chara stopped the goal.
This is Ryder bringing it back and a shot. He pulled the trigger and did not get much except a blank. Meanwhile, it is Edler trying to kick it along, but taken on now by Ryder. Ryder pivots, closed off by Edler. Came right back for some more, though. And then close quarters to Lucic, and then around behind to Ryder again. Ryder has Ferentz right to him for the shot that skipped wide. Lucic up with it there. Lucic had it touched away by Kessler. Kessler doubles back and while falling played it, but Kelly anticipated, got it to Ryder, touched it onto the point. Led across now to Ferentz. Ferentz with a shot that went wide. Ryder goes to get that one, helped it on back. A shot by Boychuk, pinball back out to center, and is rifled back in by Ferentz.
Boy, Jeff Tambellini made a really good play in his own zone to deny Michael Ryder a high-quality scoring chance.
Halfway through regulation time. Shots are 14-8 in favor of the Canucks. But the Bruins lead the game on Patrice Bergeron's goal, 1-0. Racing by was Seguin, could not get by, but it's cleared along, and Campbell lifted it off Seguin. Roughed up by Alberts, but he gives it across, and a shot by Caberlet bounced back. Another try, and that deflected to the glass by Tanev, and back at center where Adam McQuaid must play.
Nice little play there by Seguin to get the puck back to Caberlet.
Christopher Tanev with a pass that's deflected on by Oreskovich, overskated by Malhotra, and touched out. Campbell must double back. Caberlet yet again. Back on now to Paille. He flopped it back in. Thornton is after that one. Alberts trying to finesse it through Thornton. Help arrived and Tanev sent it back ahead. And all of this is offside. This is the NHL Stanley Cup Final on NBC, presented by Geico. Burrows the chance and Chara the save.
And keep our guys fresh for the whole game.
When you think about getting the matchup, obviously the long change, is that something you're going to still do against Sedin and Burrows?
Well, it's obviously tougher, but we're trying to get the right matchup, and sometimes we're putting one defenseman from each pair here and trying to get that done.
Thanks, Claude.
Okay, thank you.
That's the game within the game. opportunity for Alex Burrows. The giveaway by Zdeno Chara, and there you see the stop off the left knee. What a chance, and that's what you have to do against Tim Thomas, is have patience with the puck. Get him out of his net. The big man was in front and made a save.
It's fitting that Tim Thomas has a hit in the game. Here is Seguin coming back in, and Seguin with a shot that's wide. I should say a hit in the series, and Chara has a save. Versatile, as they say up here. This one angled back, and it goes away from Hansen and back down, and there'll be an icing touch-up. No, it's canceled. Rattled right back on now for a play to be made by Bergeron off a glass support and back out again. The follow-up from Michael Ryder. Getting a piece of that one was Luongo, and a strong save by him. Ryder got it back onto Bergeron, trying to swagger away from Bieksa. More changes for the Bruins, and Mark Recchi pumps it behind. Marchand with it there. Marchand doubled back. Bieksa in the way. Send it back to Seidenberg. A shot! Save Luongo. Rebound. It bounces all around. Reaching Luongo, but a wraparound attempt by Marchand. He scores! Marchand! And it's 2-0.
Eddie, this is all off a bad change by Vancouver. Allowed Michael Ryder easy access into the zone. Bad change by Vancouver, and then domination with the live legs for Boston.
Boy, the puck is finding Brad Marchand. Look at him. He moves the puck back, and look where he goes. He goes right to the front of the net. Kevin Bieksa gets the puck taken off of him. Luongo out. He collides with Sedin in front of the net, and Patrice Bergeron is there as well.
Luongo puts it in his net.
Sure did.
He puts it in on his own.
Wow. The 10th goal of the playoffs for the rookie Marchand. The last rookie to get 10 was Jeremy Roenick in 1990. This is cranked right back in, and Boychuk does that. That is the lead in the longtime franchise history for the Bruins for a rookie. 10 goals in a playoff. Shot is trapped and held by Tim Thomas from Higgins' stick.
This play all happens. Now the Boston Bruins are stop it right here. The puck is right here. Their bench is on the wrong side of the blue line. But watch the play right there by Tyler Seguin. He jumps on onside. Michael Ryder gets this play alive, and the Boston Bruins never have to come back out and tag. The smart play there by Tyler Seguin allowed the Bruins to score the second goal of the game.
Kessler tries to battle with Bergeron. Seidenberg rocking Higgins. Bergeron gets in his way. It's dragged on by Recchi. Handed out to Tambellini, but it's center.
Sloppy change there, too. That's how you see all the Vancouver players chasing.
Racing ahead is Recchi. Here's Recchi trying to get by. Drags it in front. Oh, and he couldn't shove it by. And then he goes skidding on his back to the corner. Seguin with that. Recchi, the secondary assist. Bergeron, the primary, on the goal by Marchand that made it 2-0. Here's Hansen dragging it back. And a shot was blocked down from Torres' stick by Ferentz.
Or those young legs of Recchi. What a great chance.
You sure he's 43?
Gives us all hope, doesn't he? Here's LaPierre twisting to the outside. Alberts threw one into the catching glove of Tim Thomas, and play is stopped.
Talking about being shot out of a cannon. What a beautiful little move there on Christian Ehrhoff, and he's going to put this puck into the back of the net. I think we've seen that airborne Boston Bruin before. Very similar to the goal Bobby Orr scored. The statue sitting out of TD Garden back in Boston. What a chance for Recchi.
Okay, so does Krejci talk to the linesman here? Or does Henrik Sedin? Neither one.
There's that advantage that Pierre was talking about where the visitor has to put his stick in first, but Henrik Sedin anticipating the drop of the linesman. Face-off win advantage there for Krejci.
Punched along by Lucic. Swept by Daniel Sedin, but then sent ahead off of the defense. Krejci, second effort, and a strong one by Bieksa. On its center, closed off was Krejci, thrown back in by Lucic, and he goes right in after it with Bieksa. They continue to battle, and it's Lucic with it on the kick from Bieksa. Bieksa prevailed.
Somebody's got to make a play for the Vancouver Canucks. And I'm not even talking about scoring a goal. Somebody's got to draw a penalty. Haven't had a penalty yet. Somebody's got to draw a penalty. Give yourself a chance on a power play.
This is Thornton. The big house of 18,860. Largely quiet right now. Occasionally they pick up the chant, but otherwise quiet. Governed by the scoreboard, I'm sure. Thornton touches it on back. Foisted in front. Oh, and a leaping try was made there by Paille to grab it off and try to put it down and play it.
They were smart play by McQuaid, so he didn't turn the puck over.
Brought on by Glass. Flown to the quarter, and McQuaid took the heavy hit that he knew was coming from Oreskovic. Malhotra reaches in. It's touched on a cross for a careful pass up to Gregory Campbell. Drop back and bashed back in by Thornton, and the careful stop by Luongo. Twisted around behind by Malhotra. More changes for Boston. Long toss is ahead and carried back on for a shot by Higgins that's blocked away by Thomas. Chipped back up the boards by Ferentz. Red at the half boards, though, and it can be played back along by Malhotra. Kept by Bieksa and thrown to the corner. Without a stick is Boychuk, but he squibbed one on that is left behind, and here's Edler marching on. His shot is turned aside by Thomas. Another one off the stick of Thomas. Another drive is blocked off in front by Recchi. Another try went wide. It is Higgins holding there. Got it on for Kessler, but he couldn't pull the trigger on the shot, fanning on it. And so it's Recchi bringing it out and carefully backhanding it in. 7 shots this period for the Bruins. 11 shots for the Vancouver Canucks. And here's Kessler just flying back in. Shoved it over for Alex Burrows. Burrows closed off by Ryder. Recovered on back to Bieksa. Drive! Pad stop Thomas. Rebound swept behind the defender Chara and wide of the cage. Right along, it's pushed by Daniel Sedin. And a penalty is coming up. They have drawn one. As you were suggesting, a power play late in the second period for Vancouver. Game 7, they are trailing the Bruins 2-0.
Hello, hockey fans. I'm Joe Beninati.
I'm Craig Laughlin. Let's go down to center ice for some between-period action. It's a Geico shot of the day.
I didn't hear you.
Off of Ryan Kessler. I think that's a good hockey play, but it's the referee in the neutral zone that makes the call. I think he saw Dan O'Halloran. Maybe the legs got kicked out from under Ryan Kessler, which wasn't the case.
Power play sponsored by Bud Light. Here we go. That one ricocheted back down, and Ehrhoff will go back.
A lot of bouncing pucks right now. The building is extremely warm.
Power play for the Canucks, 1 for the last 23 against the Bruins. Kessler brings this back into the outside. Oh, and a rocket that was wide off Daniel Sedin. Looked toward Henrik, did not have enough control. Drops it to the outside to Kessler, back to Ehrhoff, then back over to Edler. Returns to Ehrhoff, but he could not stop the pass, and so Paille sends it back down.
Just heard Pierre talk about it. Very warm in the building. The puck is not going to slide. You got to be sure. Spin that puck over when you're making a pass.
Kessler in the path of that clearing attempt by Kelly. Given across now to Ehrhoff. Fires, and that went wide. Screening in front was Henrik Sedin.
Oh, that almost went up and over the glass. McQuaid was very fortunate there in that rolling puck, Eddie.
If it goes into the crowd, it'd been a delay of game.
2 3/4 minutes to go in the second period. Rattled on around, a bump on Marchand that came from Torres, then to the back at Salo. Salo holds and shoots one, and that blocked to the corner, and then it hopped off the corner glass up into the seats.
If you're Alain Vigneault, Pierre, do you think about using your timeout to give your #1 unit an opportunity to breathe a little bit and draw it up? I mean, this is crucial time. I mean, this is a unit that just was out there for about a minute plus. You like quality more than quantity at this situation. I probably would have used my timeout in this situation with 43 seconds left to go on this power play.
I agree. You're not going to get many more opportunities with the power play, and no Chara on the ice. Remember that, Chara in the box.
Slugged along, and a tough play for Ehrhoff to make as it careens to Bergeron, who moves in. Bergeron protects, and down to the ice he goes. The puck wound up going into the net. It's 3-0. A short goal for Bergeron.
There's that bouncing puck you were talking about, Eddie. The puck's alive, and Bergeron establishes body position on Earhoff, and he eventually scores on the follow-through. A shorthanded goal for the Bruins against Luongo.
Face-off win by Gregory Campbell. Dennis Seidenberg fires this puck around the boards, and then you see Earhoff impede the progress of Patrice Bergeron. There was going to be a penalty on the play, and this puck follows through the slide of Patrice Bergeron, his second of Game 7, and it's a 3-0 lead for the Bruins.
They're going to review this, Eddie. If his hand pushes that in with a punching motion, it will be no goal, but I don't believe that's the case.
His second goal of the night and 6th of the playoffs. The hole becomes large. Higgins to draw with Campbell, who punched it across and hustled after it. Salo vetted through. Higgins handed back, and it is Bieksa with it. Rattled one around, and after it is Payet. They rock in, and it's reversed along by Seidenberg. Squibbed free for Johnny Boychuk. 120-footer. Slithers down and can be set up by Luongo.
We were talking right before that goal, the shorthanded goal by Patrice Bergeron. I really believe is that Alain Vigneault was seriously considering of using that timeout because he waited as long as he could to get the #1 unit out. They lose the faceoff, and the puck ends up in the back of the net.
Yeah, I agree. And I agree with you, Eddie. They should have called a timeout there. They're not going to get very many opportunities like that, especially with Chara in the box.
They did not get a shot on that power play. And offside is called.
Well, great hustle by Patrice Bergeron. Boy, that's even a better look there with that right hand, that punching motion, Pierre, from Bergeron when he goes crashing in. And no chance for Roberto Luongo.
And if you're the goalie at the other end, you're like, woohoo, bring it. Timmy Thomas has a 3-0 lead going into the third period, potentially with 1 minute and 27 seconds to go.
Hoisted back to center and knocked down by Krejci and touched back in.
We'll take the headsets off right now and have a conversation with Pierre from here.
Hansen is checked off by Seidenberg. It is quiet, isn't it? To the outside, it's led on back to Tanev. Blast! Save Thomas. Rebound scooped along to Lucic by Bergeron. Lucic able to give it on for the return pass from Bergeron. The big man up the wing. Lucic dropped it on for Bergeron. In the midst of a change, the Bruins now. Lucic has Mark Recchi out nearby. Touched it on back for the settle down by Boychuk. He threw it back in from center, and so as Recchi is nearby, they blow the whistle on the offside.
How big is that stop by Zdeno Chara now that he made on Alex Burrows?
Got his pad on it. Oh, I guess it was his shin guard. Coming up in the Discover Intermission Report, Dan Patrick, Keith Jones, and Mike Milbury. Second period highlights. Each team sits in their locker room with just a period of regulation time left. Mike and Keith tell us what coaches Claude Julien and Alain Vigneault should be saying to their teams. That's ahead on the Discover Intermission Report. Played further back to Sammy Salo. Filtered on through, and it is pumped back in and wide of the cage, guarded by Thomas. Lifted along by Chara. Back up now for Michael Ryder. Burrows goes to work on him. Plenty of Bruins there, though. And Chara leads one that goes through Marchand and back down, and it will be an icing. U.S. Open Week continues tomorrow on Golf Channel. Get the latest updates and previews from Congressional with Live from the U.S. Open. Then will Phil Mickelson finally capture his first ever U.S. Open title? The U.S. Open begins tomorrow, 3 Eastern on NBC from Bethesda. Kessler on the draw with Kelly. What's going on? I heard an organ. It is Ryder, chased off by Bieksa, taken on by Kelly, and lobbed back out. Shoved back on and away from Tambellini, worked it back further. Ryder able to protect that one and just walk it on back and hand to Chara. Seidenberg, who has 2 assists in this game, was the last to touch the puck. In that period, the Bruins had 8 shots. The Canucks had 13, 21-13 in the game, and Tim Thomas has gotten all 21. Bergeron and Marchand, and Bergeron shorthanded. Those are the goal scorers through 40 minutes of play. Coming up, Dan Patrick, Keith Jones, and Mike Milbury are standing by to bring you the Discover Intermission Report right after these messages.
Boston onto the Vancouver ice. Hey, fellas, we won every game at home. Maybe this will make us feel like we're home. Nathan Horton here potentially to celebrate with his teammates.
Whatever you got to do to help.
Hey, this is the same building where they had the Lucky Looney in the ice for Canada when they beat the Americans in the gold medal game last year. A lot of strange things have happened on this ice surface.
Deflected out of play into the Vancouver bench.
I remember one being in Salt Lake City as well.
Correct. Same ice makers, Edzo.
And I'm really not sure how that was allowed to begin with on U.S. soil, but that's for another day.
I'm sure we'd have a different perspective if we had dual citizenship, but we do not.
I do.
Chara gives back over to Boychuk. Changing the subject. Boychuk hand passed it along, and it is picked up there by Higgins. Angled where Bieksa must play at center and angrily drubs it back in. And so it is set up by Tim Thomas.
Again, we talked about in the first period the aggressiveness of the defenseman for the Vancouver Canucks. The Bruins have to be aware of pinching defensemen, keeping plays alive offensively. Great hustle again by Brad Marchand to negate icing.
And down on Thomas. He sends it aside to Ferentz. Rattled back up and taken on and shoved across by Krejci to Peverley. Moving up with Lucic, and it's on his stick. Dropped it back off to no one in particular. Knifed away from Henrik Sedin right back to Lucic.
Got to be sure there if you're Lucic. Can't hope the guy's there. That puck's got to be down in the corner.
Lucic with it yet again. Fed it on now to Krejci. Krejci pivots to the outside, hands back to Chara. Shoveled one that is deflected high and wide. Knife back up the defensive boards and can be played by Daniel Sedin on out to Henrik. Captain of the Vancouver team. Led it on across for a drive that's deflected wide as Oreskovic let it go. Another shot is speared away by Thomas from the stick of Ehrhoff. Daniel Sedin's back pass fails as Seidenberg in the way. More of the same. Seidenberg touched it on to Krejci, and he nudges on now to Chara.
Boy, Hansen took a stick from Tim Thomas as he was skating through the crease. Looking to forecheck that loose puck.
He's fine. There's no blood.
Carried back ahead, and a pass is hooked across by LaPierre. Tanev able to fire it back in, and Thomas able to crush the boards to stop that one. Trickled along near Michael Ryder. Roberts had, checked that. Alberts had that one jabbed away, and it came all the way back to center. Malhotra goes back further and pushed it off Kelly, who got it back and set it up for Sagan, who dubbed the shot. Sagan again peels to the outside. Got it on back to Kelly. Shoved it on angrily. He bangs his stick on the ice as he comes to the bench for a change. He wanted to finish off better than that. McQuaid played it back out again. 2 1/4 gone here in the third period. The deficit for the home team is 3. Bieksa dealt it back out. Thornton came up with it there and trickled it back on. Bieksa yet again. Circle to Edler. Swedish-born defenseman played it back ahead for the carry-on by Higgins. Higgins chased off, defended by Campbell. Around it went off the tip of the stick of Boychuk.
Little changing of lines by Alain Vigneault. Taking Burrows off the line with the Sedins, put him with Kessler.
A handover there for Higgins and a shot. Oh, and Thomas was able to stop that and paddled it away. Led onto the back. Edler with it there. Edler handed it over. Played back further to the point. Bieksa shovels one, and that one blocked away. Lifted on by Boychuk, popped on by Campbell. A 2-on-1 developing as Thornton drags it in. They try to hurry people back. Thornton with a blast that went wide of the short side. Came on back now to Chara at center. Booted on back further to Sean Thornton. He and Mark Recchi are the only two in either lineup tonight that have won the Stanley Cup before. Recchi twice, once with Pittsburgh, another time with Carolina, and Thornton in 07 with Anaheim. For everyone else, it's a new experience. Carried back on now by Marchand, who has one already. Led it on a cross. Bergeron holding and shooting one that is held by Luongo, who has to stop them all for his team to have a shot.
Well, we made mention of the collision in front of Tim Thomas. There's the butt end of the stick out, and Tim Thomas watching where David Krejci was going to move that puck, and Hansen just looked like he just skated right in to the butt end of the stick of that man right there, Tim Thomas.
He's trying to draw a penalty. You know that better than anybody else, Eddie. He's trying to make that look good and sell it to the officials.
But you wonder why the goaltender is out on top of his crease in that particular situation when the puck's behind him. He's running a little interference. There's no doubt about that. I don't think he meant to get the butt end of the stick there around the face of Hansen.
Rattled around behind by Ference and grabbed off and sped back on to Torres. Nice little finagle pass that came on to LaPierre. Blasted back in by Tambellini. Caberlet there, run into by LaPierre. Caberlet gets back to his feet hurriedly, though. And this is played on by Ehrhoff. Ehrhoff put that off a Bruins forechecking stick. The owner of that is Lucic. And curling on back now is Torres. Shoves one ahead, and the Bruins have a pretty good wall set up now.
This is the most animated I've ever heard the Boston Bruins bench. I've done a ton of their games this playoff season. They're all coaches on the bench now. Every single player's talking.
Krejci lobbed it back out.
Even their game 7 against Tampa, they weren't this animated.
That game 0-0 for the longest time until Nathan Orton wins the game 1-0.
Flown back in deep. Icing touch-up, and back it will come near Luongo.
And Eddie, what we're seeing, you're talking about the wall. The Boston Bruins are turning the neutral zone into a quagmire. This has been vintage Boston Bruins hockey, an unbelievable road game, and now they're defensively responsible like they have been all year.
And when you have a 3-goal lead, you can really play to your strengths, and the Boston Bruins able to smother the middle of the ice and out-defend the Vancouver Canucks because they know, they don't need any more goals. You don't want to sit back.
Chara's blast was blocked wide, thrown back across by Daniel Sedin. So there is that temptation. That's why they cursed the 3-goal lead, right? Because there is that temptation to sit.
I believe that since the work stoppage, this is the toughest lead in hockey. It used to be the 2-goal because everybody would just clamp down and sit in the middle of the ice. And now I really believe it's 3 goals because the way power plays is so important in the game.
Henrik Sedin brings it on. Threw it across, and it was jabbed away as Thomas reached out and tumbling.